have created within P&G a vision to build our brands through lifelong one-to-one relationships in real time with every person in the world.
But another big reason why we see CPG as day one is this stat. So this stat, 4% of Amazon customers purchased CPG products in the US last year.
I think all the traditional boundaries and the silos that we've operated needed to change. And I don't know, if I was working at P&G and I had to say, what's the one thing I would go and do tomorrow? I would think to myself, mobile is the new end cap.
The biggest problem is using legacy models trying to get into the future. But if you only have the new model, it takes years and years to scale. You've got amazing stuff, but it's very, very important to think about it differently.
I'm making history in Signal today because no big Chinese company was invited in Signal before. So I'm really honored and glad to be here.
So essentially, we want to bring the world to China and also bring China to the world.
Good afternoon. How's everyone doing? That was a hell of a session, huh? It's cool, it's cool. You know, if you can make people's livelihoods better halfway around the world, which is not something you could have done before this kind of technology, who wouldn't want to do that?
In comparison to Procter & Gamble, Tencent is still a young child. I mean, 18 years old in your country, in the US, I guess you're not even allowed to buy a beer, I guess, when you're 18 years old. Right? So we kind of actually stepping in a phase of life, if you like, that we call the coming of age.
The more you can get your hands dirty, the faster you can build your company.
If you think about the old world, it was about the manufacturer, distributor, retailer, consumer. With companies like Instacart, retailers are thinking about our role in this, in the entire value chain, quite differently. CPG partners are thinking of us as either a customer or a new trade partner very differently, and those are leading to interesting conversations.
I can almost hear the gears going in the room about, ooh, you know, it's a bowl of fresh powder I get to ski here. And I don't know, maybe I'm wrong.
Baidu is the gateway to China. We are here. Work together. We can ignite your Chinese market. We can let your brand, your product get to Chinese people's life and their hearts.
The future is very clear. Direct-to-consumer, e-commerce, many of the activities we take on are taking friction out of the system. And that's one of the things that we can and should do. And I know we will, because I think we're on this now.
Because maybe 95% of them will fail. But if we can get the real good results for one of them, and it's a huge progress. So most important thing I think for innovation is that we can afford to some fail.
So what's the implication of such an integrated digital ecosystem? Well, let's look at Tencent's social platform, for example. If you look at WeChat, all the functionalities you see from this range of apps is offered in WeChat.
I think it's also important to keep in mind that just because you adopt something doesn't mean that it's going to work. And I think that is a central thing as part of innovation, which is that innovation really, unless you've created something for the very first time, it's really about taking old things and putting them together in new ways.
If we're humble, passionate for service, and have empathy for the people we serve, think about what we can do with the technology brands and frankly the amazing minds in this company and the amazing partners that are willing to work with us.